What is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys checking out the stream. Hope you're all doing awesome. I'm doing okay. I just got back from a pretty long walk. I think it was about an hour and 10 minutes. So I got outside a little bit. That was nice. I just want to talk to you guys about something that is important. I've seen a little bit coming up here lately with wallets, and I don't know if maybe I'm just now noticing or what. But basically, I want to talk to you about private keys and how to manage them within a wallet or from a wallet. And in this case, we'll use a GUI wallet, although you can do some things with the client command line interface wallet as well. So let's check it out. Before we get started, let's take a real quick look at the market, see what's going on over here. I'll probably have to refresh this. Maybe not. Okay. So, all right, a little bit of green. I like that. I hadn't checked it since I got back from the walk, so kind of cool to see some green finally. Let's go over here and check out CoinMarketCap. I know there's a lot better tools out there, but just for a quick glance at it, this one isn't too bad. And then I like to come over here and try to remember my top 10. I never can remember all of them. So we got Aeon. They were down to like 8 cents, so they've been on a pretty good little tear here last couple of days. Let's see here. eGem, actually Ravencoin was probably number 2. eGem's doing pretty well, up 15%. Good to see that. Ravencoin still around 4 cents, low 4 cents. Loki hanging around 20 cents. They were at like 15 or 16 cents for a really long time, and then now they're at 20, so that's looking all right. Let's see, Swap hanging around 32 cents. CCX. They've been getting killed the last few days, but man, they went on a tear. They were up above 80 cents. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So they're getting listed on several more exchanges and things like that. I think that there's just a little bit of profit taking, most likely, is what's going on here, because I mean they're hanging around the 60-cent mark, so it's not terrible. But they were up to 80 something. I think they hit like 82. All right, let's see. What are the other ones? Having a tough time remembering. You got Veil up a little bit, and you got BitCash doing okay. And you got Zelle. I haven't checked on Zelle in a while. 14 cents. That might be all of them. If not, it's pretty close. That's at least 8 or 9 of the top 10. So let's see, we got a $268 billion market cap. Volume's really low. Bitcoin dominance hasn't changed a whole lot, 1% or so. Yeah, a lot of sideways movement here. I mean, it's a little bit up today, recently, but for the most part, I mean, look at it. It's up, what, $100 from basically all weekend. It's been hanging around these levels. So just not much action. Pretty boring. All right, and I also like to show you guys what I'm mining. I'm mining on the rigs here at the house. I'm mining Arrow still. I'm even mining it on AMD. I need to check the difficulty and things like that, but I think that it's still okay to mine with AMD. And then yeah, both of these rigs, NVIDIA and AMD, are both on Arrow, and then the co-owned rigs are still mining CCX as they have been. I looked it up. I was saying it was like 7 or 8 months, but it hasn't been that long. It was since March. It was whenever we actually switched over to CCX. I know my temperatures are a little high on at least one GPU. It's in the center of the rig, and it's just in the garage. It's just hot. I don't know what else to tell you. But it's still running okay. I mean, you see that one is probably the one right here that's actually running a little hot on the wattage too. So I don't know why that's happening. You got basically the these two GPUs are the exact same, and one's running 52 and one's 76, and they're mining the same exact thing. So it's kind of weird, but every now and then I'll turn a fan on that one. There it goes. It went down to 69 now. Every now and then I'll turn a fan on that one just to cool it off if it's super hot that day. But that is what's going on in my mining world. Let's take a look at what we're supposed to look at tonight, which is private keys. So one of the things that I see a lot, especially with new projects such as Arrow, you've got a lot of new people looking at it, new people mining it, new people dealing with the wallets, and one of the things I see people doing is, something that happens with new projects oftentimes is there's problems with the wallet, right? You'll have to do all this maintenance and, clear out your blockchain. I've had to do it 3 or 4 times with this particular wallet so far until they get all those little bugs ironed out. Oftentimes you run into problems and sometimes you'll have to restore the wallet using private keys. I haven't had to do that yet, but I have seen in the forums where people are doing that, like they'll accidentally delete their wallet file or whatever. So I just wanted to kind of point out that this is something important that people kind of overlook. They feel like if they've got that wallet file, that wallet.dat file, that they're good to go, right? If you've got a backup of your wallet.dat file, for example, this is Raptorium's, but let me get over here to Arrow. So a lot of people think that as long as they've got a copy of their wallet.dat file, they're good. And in most cases they are. I mean, that's good. And it's also good to do a backup from within the wallet, right? So you do a backup wallet.dat, you give it a good safe location, and you save that .dat file to that location. Now that's all well and good, but what if you accidentally delete the file without backing it up first, or what if it becomes corrupted for whatever reason, right? So those are some reasons that you would want to have the private key. And remember, in cryptography, in crypto, you have a public key and a private key. And the public key is what everyone sees, like that's your address that you would send to. And the private key is, I think the way that you would term it, you would say it's derived from the public key through a key generation program, of course. Well, actually, the key generation program actually generates both a public key and a private key, and they're linked together. So your address has a private key that goes with that one single address. I think that's the way most wallets are set up. One address, one private key. Now, let me just read this here real quick. Public key cryptography, or asymmetric cryptography, is a cryptographic system that uses pairs of keys, public keys, which may be disseminated widely, that's your address, right? And private keys, which are known only to the owner. And that's really important. Never divulge your private keys to anyone. There's not any tech support out there anywhere in the world that needs your private keys to help you. And so don't ever do that. And don't ever show anyone your private keys, accidentally online or anything like that. There's malware out there that can actually swipe your private key by, let's say you copied it to your notepad or your clipboard. There's actually malware out there that can grab that. So be careful with that as well. There's some frames of thought that say that you should go completely offline before you start messing around with your private keys. And depending on the amount of crypto you're talking about, I would agree with that. So the private keys are yours and yours only. The generation of such keys depends on cryptographic algorithms based on mathematical problems to produce one-way functions like send and receive. Effective security only requires keeping the private key private. The public key can be openly distributed. All right, so that's just a real quick definition of public key cryptography in case you weren't aware of those little details. So if you've got a wallet like this with an address, this address has a private key associated with it. Hey, what's up, Crypto at Night? So this address here is one, actually for this wallet, this is just a throwaway wallet so that I can show you guys this is not my actual wallet. You can, if you really feel like stealing this 0.5 Arrow, go for it. but you're probably going to be able to, you're going to be able to see the private key. So if you grab it, you grab it. It would be actually kind of be cool to for someone to actually do that. All right, so this is the Arrow wallet, and once you're in the wallet, you will have, I want to say that it comes up with one address by itself already. I believe it'll have one address in here. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think you have to go to receive and give it. Now I'm forgetting how it comes up initially. I believe that there is an address in here. You might have to click new address, whatever. It doesn't matter. In this case, I just have this one address here. It doesn't have a label or anything, and that's what's in the wallet. So there's one address, and if you, in the Arrow wallet, if you right click on it and choose Get Private Key, then it will show you the private key, right? And it's a little bit confusing because it starts off with some text and it's like a word, right? Or words in here, but you do need this whole thing, right? In order to import into a wallet again. So that is one way of getting your private key. You can also come up here and go File, Export All Private Keys. So in the cases of you having multiple addresses in here, like let's do a new address. Let's do donations. Don't send anything to that. There's the private key for that. Let's see here. Let's do a new address. Mining. I don't think that other one actually took. Yeah, it didn't. So I don't know if I can go back in here and add a label to it. Let's see. Looks like I can. So if we go back to receive, it looks like there's going to be 3 addresses in here. You got donations, mining, and you see how the addresses are different. So they each have their own private key associated with it. So I'm going to go with main for that main wallet, the main address. I'm just going to put that in there like that. And then what we'll do, because that main wallet has 0.5 arrow in it, I'm going to export the private key. Let's go back up here and do the File, Export All Private Keys. So see, in that case, it grabbed all of them, right? All of your addresses that are in this wallet, it is going to export all of them. And you can probably see, probably has a label in here somewhere, most likely. No. Address, no, it doesn't show you the label, so you kind of have to know what each address is, it looks like. Yeah, you'd have to know. So in that case, I would probably do them individually. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and we've got the one selected that has the 0.5 arrow in it. So I'm going to export the private key. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this whole thing, right? So highlight and copy. Or actually, in this case, you could just click Save. So we're going to go Arrow Private Key. I'm going to call it YouTube, just so I know that it's a throwaway. And then Save. So now, what would happen if you were to, let's look at this real quick too. We want to make sure that we're connected and that we're all synced up. And this wallet is actually doing really well. It's not doing that. Actually, it did a few moments ago. It did go back to cycling, saying that it wasn't synced. Let's go and check the block height. Yeah, see, there it goes. Let's go and check the block height here. It's 43837. So let's go to miningpoolstats.stream and check out where we're at. 43794, and we're at, what was it? 794 and 837. Okay, so this one's like way behind. So the wallet is actually ahead of mining pool stats. But that's not a big deal. Okay, we're not too worried about that. At least we're ahead, right? That's actually a good thing. So what we will do, what I'm going to try here, I'm going to close this wallet, and then I'm going to pretend like catastrophe struck, and we lost our wallet.dat file. if this thing closes. Alright, so we're going to just straight up delete this wallet.dat file. Like we lost it, right? Then we're going to launch our wallet again, which was over here in Arrow. Yep. So this is my actual, I went to where the actual wallet files and the blockchain, block state and all that is in there. So what I need to do, I'm come over here, let's open up this in the window. Thought I already had that open earlier, but go to Arrow wallet, and then we are going to launch Quiver, and it should come up and be empty. Should have 0 addresses, 0, no balance or anything like that. All right, and it does, and it's pretty close to being synced because I just closed it, right? And if we go into our Arrow roaming, our app data roaming arrow where it stores our wallet, we can see a new wallet was generated right here, 9:46 Eastern Standard Time, and that's what time it is. And it's very small size, so we know that this is the one that it just created. Remember, I deleted it, but it recreated it, and this is the new one. But look, where's our 0.5 arrow at? It's gone, right? So what you can do is, come over here, I'm just going to prep this a little bit. Remember, we exported our, where did I put it? Forgot where I put it. Here we go. So I put it under wallets. I exported the private key. Looks like this. So I'm going to copy this whole thing. Copy that. Come over to the wallet. Get all this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to File, Import Private Key. I'm going to paste. I don't like that space at the end. I don't know if it matters or not, but I just backspace right to here, to the very end. And then I'm going to click OK. It says it might take several minutes. The wallet closed. I don't know if that's normal or not. I did kind of have a weird problem like this with what I should have done. I should have checked to see if Arrow D was still running. Before I started that. Let's go in here and see if we can launch the wallet. Now, because it has that address in there now, yeah, this is kind of what I saw earlier too. I want to say that did not work, although it says it's syncing. Let's give it a minute. I might be a little bit impatient here. If we go to receive, okay, see, this gives me some confidence here, all right? Because what I should have done that too. I should have shown you that whenever we first loaded this wallet again, there wouldn't have been any addresses in here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to close this again, exit that, to show you how this actually works here. So I'm going to get rid of that wallet.dat file again. I'm going to go back. I hope I'm not going too fast or confusing you. I wanted to show you that there's nothing in here, or there shouldn't be anything in here. Although, you know what? There might be, because it's actually an address book. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. This will be a good test for me too. Right. So, down arrow, 0 arrow in there. See how it doesn't say main or anything like it did in our other one. So as I was saying, that's the way it works. So this wallet is again empty. We're back to square one again. Brand new wallet.dat file over here. So let's go ahead and do our import again, just to show you one more time. Receive. There's no main. That address is not in here. The one that we exported, right? This is just the default address for the wallet as it's created. So we're going to go File, Import Private Key. We're going to paste in our private key that we still had on our clipboard, right? I just got it from over here, right here whenever we exported it. So it's the same thing, right there. All right, so we're going to go back over here. We're going to import that, so we're going to click OK. Now the last time we did this, it shut the wallet down. I wonder if that's pretty standard. The keys were imported. It may take several minutes. Yeah, it looks like it just goes ahead and shuts the wallet down. But in this case, I do want to go in and check to see if Arrow D is still running. And it's not, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to cancel that. I'll get out of there. Let's go ahead and launch our wallet again. And this wallet, I have to say, it makes exporting private keys super easy because you just right click on it and export, right? Or you click File and Export All up here. It makes it very easy. Some wallets are a little bit more difficult, which we might cover that in a moment. So if we go to, now remember, this is the first time we launched this wallet after we imported our private key. So now we go to Receive, and look right there, we've got main. So we've got our address was imported in here. Now eventually, it will probably, on its own, it will probably show 0.5 Arrow because that's what we had in our wallet. So I'm going to let it rock. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. We could speed it up maybe by doing a reindex or something like that, but I believe that if we just let it go, it will eventually show up in here. All right, so I'm going to let that go for a minute, and we're going to switch over to a different type of wallet. So let's look at a regular QT wallet. This one's similar to what you would see with Ravencoin. This is a Raptorium. They're on testnet 3 right now. And I can show you the other ways of exporting keys using this wallet. So let me minimize this. Well, don't let me forget to come back over here and check to see if that 0.5 showed up in there. I think it will. It just might take a little bit of time. All right, so this is a regular QT wallet. You can see right here. All right, and if you had a wallet like this, the way that you would check on or actually get your private keys is you would go to Help. Well, first let's go to Receiving Addresses and see what we have in here. So we have 2 addresses in here that I created just to goof around with. So what we'll do is we will use the donations address. So if you right click, copy address. So what I'm trying to do is I want to actually get the private key for the donations address, right? Because without it, if I lose this wallet, or if I need to import this wallet into another computer or whatever, and I lost the wallet.dat file, then I might have to use the private key method, right? So if you come over here to Help, and then go to Debug Window, and then Console. This one's a little bit more difficult than the Arrow wallet. This one makes it a little bit harder. But if you come to the Console tab, and you just type in dump priv key, private key, and then I don't think I have a password on this. I might, but it'll tell me in a moment. All right, so you put a quotation mark and then paste in your address that you want to dump the key for in the quotation marks, and then press enter, and then that is your private key for that wallet. So you would have to copy that and copy it somewhere safe. I would not recommend having it in digital format somewhere on your computer, right, along with all of your other stuff. I would definitely recommend getting it on like an external storage or paper, however you want to do it. All that extra security stuff is up to you. All I can do is recommend that you not have it on your local computer. Make it offline, take it offline basically. So that is the private key for that address, the donation address, and I can show you here. We come out of here and get the other address, which is mining. Let's go into this one, copy that address. We'll go right back to help and debug window, and then we'll go dump. We'll get the private key for this address, the mining address. So you can see right there, that's different than this key up here. So that's your private key for that address, which is mining. This is the private key for that address, which is donations, right? And I think if you have, let me see here. I want to say if you, it's not how you get help. I think you have to hit, no, I forget how to get help on here. Now what I can do, I think it'll tell you, and I want to say that you have to put in your wallet password, like if you have a password on the wallet. Yeah, see, I don't have a password set up. So let's do this. I'm just going to set up a password real quick, which you should do on your wallet for sure. So it's got to shut that wallet down. Fire it back up. Alright, so now you see that it's grayed out because I have encrypted it. So now whenever we go to dump our private key, I believe it's going to give us an error because we have to unlock our wallet before we can do that. So I'll just copy that address. Come back over here to the debug window, dump private key. Yeah, please enter wallet passphrase first. So you would do wallet passphrase. I think you have to, yeah, you have to put a time after it. So you would go wallet passphrase. Oops. Wallet passphrase. And then what the phrase is, which in this case you're going to be able to see what I put in there, which is fine, because I just did something real quick. And then 60 for 60 seconds, right? So now you get a null returned, so now you should be able to dump that private key like that. So there you go. So that's what would happen if you had an encrypted wallet with a passphrase on it. You would have to input that. And I just did 60 seconds like it says right here. It tells you basically how to do it right there. So let's go back to our Arrow wallet, see if it shows up. No, not yet. Yeah, I'd probably be forced to do like maybe a reindex on this. The address is there, but just the funds aren't. So eventually they will show up because I left I did this last night just goofing around, and I left it overnight and it showed up in the morning, so, or by the morning. So it's not a big deal. I'm sure that it would show back up in there. We can probably try to do, well, I don't know. That's 30 minutes. I think I'm going to end it right there. Let's see if anybody's in chat over here. What's going on, guys? I'm going to end this stream right here. Maybe I'll, on Twitter, I'll talk about whether or not this actually showed up or not. I think it will. I'm also going to I got to get my other wallet back in here because I'm actually mining with not this one here. I'm actually mining Raptorium for their lottery and stuff that they're doing, so it's kind of cool. So I'm trying to collect as much Raptorium as possible so I can send it to my lottery address. And come back over here. Let me fix this up real quick. So we've got this old, let me exit out of that wallet there. I'm just getting this back to the way it should be. Alright, so that's back up and running. And then in order to, if you wanted to do this, you would just download the Raptorium core wallet from their website. I think it's, I don't even know what their website is. Let's find out. Probably Raptorium.com. Yep. So I think you can get their wallet from here. Yeah, you download, grab their wallet. And then if you wanted to start mining, you would go to Help, Debug Window, Console, and go Set Generate. And that's going to enable you to, you would go true, and then the number of threads, processor threads that you want to dedicate to mining Raptorium. So you go like that, basically get no return, but it does say 404, and then at that point you are mining. So you have to leave the wallet up and running in order to do it. So that'll stay running. Still no 0.5 over here. Really wanted that to show up before I exited, but I'm confident that it will. I mean, we see right here that we've got our address in there, so it should come over with no problem. What I'll do is I'll just leave it like this, and then tomorrow night we'll come back and revisit and see if it is showing up in there. So I'm going to exit out of there. And that is pretty much going to do it for me. Thanks so much for checking this out. I will see y'all probably tomorrow. I'm working on some stuff. Maybe we'll get to the Rio video. I don't know. That one's kind of tough, man. That's a tough project. There's a lot going on with that one. But I do want to do that again. And I've got some other things I want to cover, some CCX stuff. And I don't know if there's any more Arrow stuff at the moment. But there you go. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay savage.